found yourself overwhelmed by stress and emotions, you're not alone. It's a common truth that bad mood is a universal experience, an unwelcome guest in our day-to-day lives. It tugs at our sanity, robs us of peace, and if left unresolved, can lead to a host of negative impacts. It's like a shadow that follows us, sometimes small, sometimes large, but ever present. But what if there was a simple way to handle these emotions better? Meet your brain, the command center of your emotions. Now, within this command center, there are two key players that govern your emotional responses. First, we have the right ventrolateral prefrontal cortex. Let's call it the cooling vent. And then there's the amygdala, our alarm bell. When you experience emotions, especially the negative ones like sadness, anger, or pain, your alarm bell rings, sometimes a bit too loudly. But here's where our cooling vent steps in. This part of the brain has a unique ability to cool down the alarm bell, helping us manage these emotions. Now, how does this cooling happen, you ask? Surprisingly, it's through the simple act of naming or verbalizing our emotions. When you put a label on your feelings, you're not just giving them a name, you're activating your cooling vent, which in turn decreases the intensity of the alarm bell. Imagine you're extremely anxious about a presentation. Instead of letting the anxiety consume you, you acknowledge it. You say to yourself, "I'm feeling anxious." The simple act of recognition and labeling helps your cooling vent step in, turning down the volume of the alarm bell and helping you manage your anxiety better. So, by simply naming your emotions, you're essentially hacking your brain to better manage them. How do we explain something that we don't have the words for, you may ask? So now let's practice naming some emotions. There are 6 core emotions: fear, anger, surprise, happy, disgust, and sad. They are special and exciting, but they aren't the only emotions we are capable of feeling. We can also feel insecure, doubtful, rejected, anxious, scared, panic, mad, hurt, irritated, jealous, embarrassed, frustrated, threatened, distant, confused, amazed, excited, satisfied, joyful, content, grateful, hopeful, proud, optimistic, peaceful, compassionate, awful, disappointed, bored, lonely, despair, guilty, resentment, and more. Use those words to describe how you feel. Simply naming emotions can help us manage your emotions more effectively. And it's not just about turning down the negativity, it's like having a personal map of your emotional landscape. You can navigate through your feelings, knowing exactly where you are and where you need to go. Now, this might sound a bit like mindfulness, and you're right. Mindfulness is all about observing and labeling emotions without judgment. It's like watching a movie of your own emotions without getting too caught up in the plot. And guess what? This practice has been linked to some pretty impressive health benefits and even physiological changes in the brain. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, remember, name it to tame it.